For years, we asked if aliens were real, but the night they finally answered, the world stopped believing in reality. It started like just another strange rumor on the internet, the kind people usually scroll past without thinking twice. A blurry video from somewhere in the Nevada desert showed lights moving in the night sky in ways no aircraft should be able to move. At first, people laughed it off. Someone said it was drones. Someone else said it was a military test. A few said it was edited footage. But the problem was not the video itself. It was how quickly similar reports started appearing from different parts of the world. Pilots began reporting unknown objects near commercial flights. One airline crew flying over the Pacific described a silent object pacing their plane for several minutes, matching speed perfectly without any visible engine or wings. Another pilot said the object suddenly stopped mid-air, hovered completely still, and then accelerated so fast it disappeared from radar in less than a second. He kept repeating the same line after landing, almost in shock, that it wasn't flying like anything made on Earth. Air traffic control records were quietly reviewed. Military satellites were checked. Nothing matched. No known aircraft, no experimental technology, no space debris behavior explained what was being seen. At first, governments denied everything. Official statements called it misidentification or atmospheric interference. But behind closed doors, something very different was happening. Analysts from multiple countries were comparing data that all pointed to the same conclusion. Whatever these objects were, they were real, and they were not human-made. The situation escalated when multiple sightings started happening near oceans and remote mountain regions. Deep-sea sonar systems picked up unusual structures beneath the Pacific, formations too geometric to be natural. At first, scientists assumed it was a sensor error, but repeated scans showed the same patterns again and again. Massive structures resting deep underwater, perfectly aligned, like something intentionally placed there. One underwater drone sent to investigate near the Mariana Trench captured a final image before its signal cut out completely. The image was unclear, distorted by pressure and darkness, but it showed something impossible. A smooth, structured surface beneath the seabed, reflecting light in a way no natural formation should. Then the drone went silent. No recovery, no explanation. Around the same time, radio telescopes in South America detected a repeating signal from deep space. It wasn't random noise. It followed structure. Mathematical patterns appeared within it. Prime numbers, geometric sequences, repeating intervals that suggested intelligence. After months of analysis, researchers decoded partial visual data embedded within the signal. One image showed a star map with Earth clearly highlighted. Another showed a humanoid shape, not fully human, but similar enough to make people uncomfortable. The final image showed a timeline with a marked point labeled simply as awakening. That word spread quickly through classified circles. No one knew what it meant, but everyone understood the implication. Whoever sent the signal already knew about Earth, and possibly had known for a very long time. Then came the night everything changed. It happened across multiple continents at the same time. People stepped outside and saw the sky behaving strangely, almost like it was rippling. Stars seemed to distort, as if space itself was bending. Massive objects appeared high in the atmosphere, silent, enormous, and completely motionless at first. They did not resemble planes or satellites. They looked more like structured forms, almost organic, but highly engineered at the same time. There was no sound, no explosion, no warning. And then, something even more disturbing happened. People began to hear a voice, but not through their ears. It was inside their minds. Every person who experienced it described it the same way. Not a language spoken, but a meaning directly understood. It was calm, precise, and emotionless, like a mathematical thought being transmitted directly into consciousness. "We are observers," the message said. "We have always been observers." Panic spread instantly across cities. Emergency systems were activated, but nothing responded to human control the way it normally did. It felt as if every system on Earth was briefly synchronized to something else. Satellites did not crash or shut down. They simply stopped reacting. Then the message continued. "This is not first contact. This is first acknowledgement." That single statement changed everything. It implied that contact had already existed in some form, but humans had simply never recognized it. In the following days, classified documents began leaking from different governments. Old military files showed decades of unidentified aerial phenomena tracking. Some reports went back to the 1940s, describing objects that moved with impossible speed and precision. Even older historical records began to be re-examined. Ancient drawings of strange figures in the sky, unexplained lights described by sailors, and religious texts mentioning moving stars. Scientists who studied materials recovered from crash sites described substances that did not behave like any known matter. Metals that repaired themselves, objects that resisted heat and pressure beyond human limits, and energy patterns that didn't match any element in the periodic table. None of it had ever been officially confirmed to the public. At the same time, humanity itself began to split. Some people believed the visitors were extraterrestrial explorers studying Earth. Others believed they were not visitors at all, but something older, beings that had always been present but remained hidden from human perception. A smaller group suggested something even stranger, that these intelligences were not separate from Earth, but part of a larger system that humanity was only now becoming aware of. Religions interpreted the events in different ways. Some saw it as judgment, others as revelation. Scientists argued over data that no longer fit existing models of physics. Governments struggled to maintain order while also trying to understand what was happening without revealing how little they actually knew. Then, just as suddenly as it began, everything escalated one final time. All electronic devices across the world received a synchronized transmission. Phones, satellites, computers, emergency systems, everything displayed the same sequence of images. Earth from space, human cities glowing at night like neural networks. Then a shift showing Earth surrounded by countless unknown star systems. And finally a single concept translated into every language on the planet. Coexistence. There were no instructions, no threats, no demands, no further communication after that moment. The objects in the sky disappeared. The signals stopped. The ocean structures became silent again, and the sky returned to normal as if nothing had ever happened. Governments publicly declared it a mass psychological event, a shared misinterpretation of natural phenomena. Officially, nothing had been confirmed. Everything was dismissed. But privately, research programs continued. Deep space observatories increased their scanning frequency. Ocean exploration missions were expanded. Military surveillance never returned to its previous state. Something had changed permanently, even if it was never admitted. Years later, humanity still debates what really happened. Did we actually see extraterrestrial beings, or did we only catch a glimpse of something far more complex than our understanding of life and intelligence? Were they visitors, or were they always here in ways we could not perceive? Some believe the answer is simple. Yes, aliens exist, and they made themselves known before leaving again. Others believe something more unsettling, that they never left at all, and that what we experienced was only a brief moment of awareness in a reality that has always contained them. And a few believe the most disturbing idea of all, that the encounter was never meant to prove their existence. but to test whether humanity was ready to understand that we were never alone in the first place. Because in the end, the question was never just whether aliens are real. The question was whether humanity is capable of recognizing a truth that does not fit inside its understanding of reality. And somewhere beyond the reach of human sight, something still remains, watching,